So we've been testing out all the new sunscreens so you don't have to. Every day is a work day. My mum, who is retired and has been retired for a considerable amount of time now, I send her back with products every single week, and it's become rather overwhelming, the amount of sunscreens we have in front of us and the amount of notes that we have to share with you all. It's a lot.
Yes.
But we are going to be going through all of these sunscreens that we've been trying, and by the end of this video you will know which ones worked for us, which ones didn't, and which ones are our ultimate favourites. So let's get on with it. First up, Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer SPF 46. What were your thoughts on this one?
Well, a lot of the ones that you sent me home to try, they were fine. Nothing wrong with them whatsoever. They're sort of like middle of the road kind of things. There was only one that I really didn't like, and there was some that I really did like. This one was one of the middle of the road ones. Nothing wrong with it at all. It was nice. It's a tinted one. It looked quite good on my skin, and that's all I can say about it really. It did the job of SPF. But that's about it.
It's a nice tint for somebody with a lighter skin tone. I'm not quite sure if this does come in other tints, actually, whether it comes in other shades. I know that the under eye corrector does come in other shades. I wouldn't be without this. This one wasn't as keen on. I think the tint wasn't as prominent, so it didn't give me a lot of coverage. In fact, it gave me very little, and I found that this dried out my skin with continued use.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's a fine SPF. There was just nothing that stood out to me.
Yeah, so it applies really nicely, it sinks in really nicely. It does have a bit of a glow to it, so if you do have a lot of texture on your skin, probably not for you, but yeah.
It's not one of those ones that I would use on no makeup days, and there is one that I would, because I'd need makeup on top of that. It's not
tinty enough.
Yes, not tinty enough.
Next up, Ultraviolette Fave Fluid. This is the Ultralight Skin Screen SPF 50+. I really liked this. I think it's incredibly lightweight. It is super thin in consistency, almost like water. You said single cream consistency.
I think I was being generous. I think very, very milky. You can hear it, can't you?
Yeah.
It's very, very liquidy.
Very liquidy.
Yeah.
Sinks in really nicely.
It does.
Wears really nicely. Makeup really beautiful over the top of it.
It felt too light for my skin. That's the only criticism I got. It was lovely, really nice, but I need to feel, psychologically I suppose, that something is doing me some good, and that sank in a little bit too quickly.
You need something a little bit heavier.
Just a little bit. Not much, but a little bit.
I wish the Ultraviolette brand new sunscreen had come out a little bit earlier, because that is, I think, a mineral sunscreen and it's actually quite glowy. I would love to try that one. Watch this space, I will be trying that one soon, but it just didn't come out quick enough to feature in this video. Next up, we've got another Ultraviolette product. This is the Queen Screen Super Glow Drops in the shade Bronzing SPF 50. This is £33. You get 30 mils, but before you all gasp at how expensive that is for a very small amount, you don't use this all over the skin. These are bronzing drops or glow drops, so you add these to your regular SPF or the Ultraviolette SPF. So this is suitable for mixing. I think they came out with this because so many people were watering down their SPFs, adding bronzing drops or glow drops, and they didn't want that. So they've created some bronzing drops with an SPF in there, and it looks glorious. Absolutely beautiful. So what were your thoughts on this one?
Well, I didn't realise that they were just drops and that you had to add it, because I was on holiday at the time and I put it all over my face. Now that I know that that's what it is, it's too much of a faff for me. I'd rather just buy a tinted SPF, quite frankly. But using it as I did, it sank in really well. It was fine, but I wouldn't buy it again now that I know the right way of using it.
Yeah. Next up, we've got an SPF from Allies of Skin. This is the One SPF 50 Invisible Sunscreen Gel, and this is probably the most unique sunscreen that we've tried within this array of sunscreens. It's very, very different.
It's very different. It's a clear gel, isn't it? It sits proud on your skin and you rub it in. It sank quite well into my skin and I liked it. Again, for me, it's sort of middle of the road.
Very smoothing on the skin, isn't it?
Very. It is like a primer, actually. It's
Yeah.
very, very smooth. Very smooth.
I found this quite difficult to use, and I love Allies of Skin, so I hate saying this about one of their products, but at first I felt like I was applying way too much to the skin when I was applying the recommended amount. It sat on my skin for quite a while before it sank in. It did take a while to sink in on me, but once it did sink in, it was beautiful, really smooth. The one thing that I didn't like, it made my eyes sting, and it was quite uncomfortable.
It didn't make mine skin.
I felt like it migrated into my eyes, so it didn't go in immediately. It was over time it got into my eyes, so I wouldn't use this around my eyes again. And it is quite pricey at £43 for 50 mils. I probably wouldn't buy this one again.
No, that's a lot of money, that, isn't it?
Yeah. A more affordable SPF, this is from L'Oreal, and it's the Bright Reveal Daily Fluid Tinted Glow. What did you think of this one?
It was fine. I've got the darker one, haven't I?
Yes.
And it went on really well on my skin. It took a while to sink in, but makeup looks really good over the top of it. And I did put makeup on. I didn't leave it without.
I actually don't think this took a long time to sink into my skin. It's really quite strange how different people will have a different reaction to an SPF. This does come in 2 shades. I've got the shade Pearl, my mum's got the shade Bronze. I think Bronze is a great holiday sort of look, whereas Pearl is more my complexion at the moment. So I find it quite glowy, as in radiant. It doesn't look sweaty on my skin, but it gives you that lovely glow that gives your skin quite a lot of life. And for the price of this, I think it's a really good option.
I put makeup over the top, so to be quite honest, I didn't notice that it was glowing. I would have done had it been over the top, but it's just that nice kind of radiance, isn't it?
Yeah, very natural.
Yeah.
Next up, Murad. Environmental Shield Correct and Protect Serum Broad Spectrum SPF 45. I took this on holiday with me last year and it served me well, but this is the first time my mum has had the honour of having this on her skin. By the way, didn't tell my mum any of the prices beforehand. We will be doing a best affordable option as well at the end of this video, but what are your thoughts on this one?
It's absolutely beautiful. It feels lovely. It's rich, it's light, it's matte and it's not shiny, which suits me down to the ground. It feels lovely on your skin. It did take a while to sink in for me, but it's absolutely beautiful. I knew that it was going to be a bit more pricey than the others because it's Murad, but I had no idea how much it was.
It's £69. You get 30 mils of product, so the smallest amount of product, probably the highest price. I actually think this is more of a squalane base, so even though it's a very runny consistency, it feels so hydrating and nourishing on the skin.
It's beautiful, but that price.
I know, it's a shocker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so good.
Thank you for letting me try it.
Moving on to the Bioma Ultralight Face Fluid SPF 50. So I'm going to hand this straight over to you because I know you have strong feelings about this one.
Yeah, I really wanted to like it because it's Bioma and I knew it was going to be an affordable product, but I really didn't. It was my least favourite of all of them that I tried, actually. It's nice and light and creamy. It's a liquid. It has a sun cream smell, which I'm not keen on. It's greasy, at least it felt greasy on my skin, and quite shiny, which I don't like at all. My makeup though went on really well to start with, but during the day it just came off around here and around here. So for me, this one is a no. If I was on holiday though, not wearing makeup during the day, probably I'd use it, but not under makeup.
I do think the consistency is really nice. If you've got super dry skin, you're going to absolutely love this. But on anybody with an oilier T-zone, if you're applying this underneath makeup, you're probably going to have a bit of a messy, oily T-zone mess by the end of the day. So I really like this on my dry areas and love Bioma. Was expecting this to be a lot lighter than it was. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it wasn't for you.
No, sadly. It was the makeup thing that did it.
An oldie but goodie. This is the Ultrasun Face in SPF 30. So this has really strong UVB and UVA protection, as do all of the SPFs that we're testing out today. I wouldn't test out anything without good filters. You really liked this one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It's quite thick to put on, which I think when you're in the sun with no makeup on, it's really quite important for me to have that. It took a medium time to soak in, but even though it hadn't sunk in properly, my makeup went on really well and it stayed on throughout the day as well.
This wasn't my favourite. I do think this is quite a lightweight, creamy consistency, even though it is quite a stiff cream to begin with. It melts into the skin. My only concern and my only negative was that it's only SPF 30, and I know that won't be a big deal for everybody, but this is probably why I wouldn't choose this one. Yeah. They do an SPF 50 version, but it is much thicker, and that's just too much for me on a daily basis. So that's the only reason where I probably wouldn't choose this one every single day. It is water resistant though, so great for holidays if you're in and out of the pool. Obviously you need to keep reapplying if you're going in and out of the water, but this is one of the very few products that we tested out that is actually water resistant. Beauty of Joseon, a cult favorite. This is the new version. So the cult favorite is the original Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun SPF 50. This one is the newer version. This is the Relief Sun Aqua Fresh. Now, differences between both of these, very, very similar in consistency, but when you're spreading this out on the skin, the Aqua Fresh sounds like a toothpaste, but the Aqua Fresh is much lighter, sinks in faster. It's much more gel-like than nourishing cream, even though the original is very lightweight anyway. The original is more nourishing if you have more oily skin or temperamental skin, or you have an oily T-zone. I recommend the Aqua Fresh. So what did you think?
I really liked it. I was surprised actually, because it looks like it's going to be really thick to try on when you've got it in this tube, but it's really not. It sank in really well. It took a while to sink in for me, but otherwise makeup goes on perfectly well on the top of it for me. I liked it a lot.
So beautiful. So this is a Korean skincare brand. If you've never tried Korean skincare, this is probably one of those brands that I'd start with. And yeah, I love everything about this. Absolutely everything. Laneige Hydro UV Defense EX or X SPF 50 is next. This shocked me a little bit because it's not what I expect from a Laneige product. Usually Laneige products are really gel-like, very lightweight, and I didn't find that this was that lightweight. I actually found that this was very creamy and very hydrating, very, very nourishing, which, yeah, just threw me off track, to be honest. But what did you think of it?
Exactly everything that you've just said. It's thick, it's creamy, it's nourishing. It's got that sunscreen smell to it, which reminds me of laying on the beach in the 70s. It's all right, but I didn't like it because it felt very greasy on my skin, to be honest. I don't like feeling greasy.
This is another one of those products that you may absolutely love if you have super dry skin.
Yeah.
But for an everyday, for me, especially with my oily T-zone, and you have an oily T-zone as well, this was a no. But any dry areas, absolutely loved this. It surprised me that there wasn't as many skincare ingredients in this as the thickness and the nourishment would suggest. I liked it, but only on those really, really dry days. Another tinted SPF, this is the Kosas Dream Beam Comfy Smooth Sunscreen. It's got an SPF of 30. I'm gonna hold off what I thought of this one. I'm gonna pass it over to you first.
Okay. Well, it's got a funny dropper,
Yeah.
start. And it's got a bobble on the end, and I thought you've got to snap that bobble off, but you don't. You don't have to do that at all. It's very runny and light in texture. It's tinted, but it's quite pale for me. I mean, I'm quite pale under all of this makeup, but it was a little bit too pale for me even. And it has a very unusual smell. It's not unpleasant. It's sort of herby kind of smell, isn't it?
I like it.
So it was really quite nice. It's just it's only factor 30.
Yeah.
And want a bit more than that, I think.
So this was a big disappointment for me because I absolutely loved it when I first applied it. You do have to make sure that you shake all SPFs before applying them to your skin. I don't even care if it says that you shouldn't shake them, you need to shake them. So this one separates quite quickly. It's more of an oil to a tint, so you do have to be quite vigorous when shaking this to make sure that it's all combined together. It pilled on me throughout the day, so it was a big no-no because it went on so beautifully. It does feel hydrating, it does feel nourishing. I tried it on quite a few days thinking that it may have been having an adverse reaction to some of the skincare or some of the makeup, so I used it with different products on different days and it had the same sort of reaction. So probably after 4 or 5 hours my makeup was peeling off my skin and getting rather patchy looking. So I think this looked really nice on its own, but again looked a bit patchy after a few hours because it peeled off, and if it's going to peel off, the protection may also be peeling off, so it was a no. And also only factor 30, so again, another disappointing one for me. Another tinted SPF from Supergoop. This is the Protectint Daily SPF Tint with SPF of 50. It does come in 14 different shades, so there will be a shade for pretty much everybody. We've gone for the shade 24N, which is pretty perfect, isn't it, really?
I reached for this more than once, actually. The first time I used it, I didn't put any makeup on, and it looked almost like I had got makeup on, actually, and I left it, I just put blusher and that was it. It was fine. It's quite runny, isn't it? But it sank in immediately, and I really liked it on my no makeup day. The second time I tried it, not that it was the only second, you know, I've tried it loads. I put foundation on top. I used Bare Minerals on it this time, and it was perfect. I really, really like it. Bit disappointed now I know the price though.
See, I think all in all, tinted sunscreens should be a little bit, maybe should isn't the right word, but I don't mind spending a little bit more on a tinted version because these are great for no makeup days when you're going to be applying an SPF anyway, just to even out the skin tone a little bit. And this one surprised me with the amount of tint that this actually had, because this is more like a tinted moisturizer with an SPF. And you can apply the correct quantity of SPF to your face and this doesn't look awful.
No, it really looks nice.
Lovely.
It does.
So
I liked it.
Really nice. Unlike other tinted moisturizers or foundations with an SPF in, where if you applied the correct amount you would look like a clown, this one didn't do that, and I really like it.
I do.
And finally, we've got the La Roche-Posay Anthelios UV Air. This is a brand new sunscreen. I've been trialing it out for a while, so has my mum. This does contain alcohol. It also contains a fragrance. In fact, it does contain a lot of alcohol, so just be warned. Very much like the Anthelios UV Immune serum. It is a lot of people's favourite. In fact, it was your favourite, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You really loved that. Very similar ingredients, very similar SPF filters. So I'm unsure why it's more expensive. It is a slightly lighter version, so it's not as nourishing on the skin. Very, very lightweight. But what were your thoughts?
In my view, a bog standard SPF, which I would reach for every day, really. There's nothing much else to say about it. It takes a while to sink in if you're wearing makeup on the top of it. But otherwise, yeah, it's absolutely fine.
I think we are spoilt now. When we first started doing these videos a really long time ago, SPFs were thick and crusty and chalky, and now the majority of SPFs, which we would call bog standard, aren't that at all. I mean, they're really lightweight, they last on the skin, they're not drying on the skin at all, they're really hydrating and nourishing. So we are very spoilt in 2025 for the array of sunscreens that are on offer that are just beautiful. So we're being a little picky. It's a lovely sunscreen. Everybody would I think get on with this unless you are really sensitive to alcohol, and it sits really beautifully under makeup.
Nothing wrong with it at all. It's a nice sunscreen.
I just want to mention reapplication of sunscreen throughout the day. If you are going to be wearing makeup, you need something to reapply over the top of it. That could be a powder, that could be a spray. You don't want to be using these sorts of products as your first port of call for SPF because they're not as dependable or thorough at doing their job. It's much easier to get a patchy application. However, it's always better to reapply, and I have been trying this one recently. My mum actually hasn't had the pleasure of trying this one yet. I'm not actually sure if you'd like it, but I really like it. This is from Nip and Fab, and it's the Peptide Fix 2-in-1 Tone and Top Up Mist. 4%. It's got an SPF of 50 in here. Now, obviously, when you're applying a spray, you're not going to get SPF of 50. You're probably going to get a moderate top up for your SPF. This also goes a little shiny on me once I've applied this, so I do need to top it over with powder, but it is a great product and a really beautiful product actually for applying over the top of your makeup to refresh your makeup and give you that little bit of SPF, added SPF throughout the day. Out of all the SPFs that we've been testing and mentioned in this video, and out of all the SPF that we've ever tried, we're going to rank our favourites. So first of all, we're going to go for favourite overall. Favourite out of everything. If money was no object, if you didn't know how much these cost and somebody was going to give you one of them, which one would it be?
It's got to be the Murad. But budget is a big thing for me, so I wouldn't buy it.
No.
But if I had the money, that one would be the one.
It is luxurious,
it's beautiful,
rich, gorgeous, SPF filters, absolutely fantastic. It is a mineral only SPF, and it is the only mineral SPF that does not dry out my skin. It doesn't feel like a mineral SPF. Absolutely adore it. I would have the same favourite. So ultimate favourite, this would be the one for both of us.
Gorgeous.
Favourite for holiday. Now, we both said we wouldn't actually use a tinted SPF on holiday, didn't we? Because it's tricky on reapplication. I took several tinted SPFs
I did too.
thinking that it would be absolutely perfect on holiday. But when you reapply, you get that sort of orangey, congealed line around your face. So actually, tinted SPFs are probably better for other purposes rather than on holiday. So which was your favourite for on holiday?
For on holiday,
Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun. So this isn't the one that we've spoken about in this video. This is the original Beauty of Joseon because it's slightly richer, more moisturising, and you need that on holiday.
Yes.
My favourite for on a holiday is another one that we've not spoken about in this video. This is the Altruist Face Fluid SPF 50. I love the brand Altruist. The SPF filters in this are absolutely phenomenal, and it's an affordable brand. It is such a great brand. I absolutely love this. It sinks in really beautifully. It's really quite moisturizing and nourishing. It is made specifically for the face. It doesn't break me out. I can just keep on applying this over and over again throughout my holiday, and I just love it, and I never get burnt. I also like to apply this to the kids as well, and when we go on holiday we take a massive bottle for the body, which I think is over a litre. Maybe it is a litre, but it lasts us for the full week. A family of 4. In fact, there were 5 of us that went last time, and it lasted the full week. So yeah, absolutely love this. This would be my ultimate favourite for on holiday. Favourite tinted?
Definitely the Supergoop. It's just perfect. It goes on like a foundation, and it's not a foundation.
It is definitely the nicest tinted SPF that I've ever had on my face. It's like a tinted moisturizer, tinted foundation, whatever you want to call it. It's just lovely with that added protection, and you can add makeup over the top of it if you want that extra bit of coverage, but this is the perfect thing for no makeup days for me, or if I have to be out the door really quickly but I want to look a little fresher. The Supergoop all the way. It's lovely, and I love the fact it comes in different shades.
And how much is it?
40 quid.
Ooh.
It's like a foundation though, and it's not one of those products that I'd use every single day of the week.
Oh, I would if it was less money.
And finally, our favourite budget option, and I think we're going to pick the same one. You point.
All right.
Yes, picking the same one. So this is the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Aqua Fresh. So lightweight.
Yeah, it's lovely.
So easy to apply. It's just really cooling and calming on the skin. It doesn't feel like an SPF. It's just like a gel moisturizer, and I absolutely love it. If anybody's wondering where on earth my hyaluronic acid watery sun gel from Isntree features, It's just underneath this one, like literally just underneath this one. And I have another 3 in my cupboard that are yet to be opened because I needed spares of this one. It's absolutely glorious. Love everything about it, but this one's just pipped it to the post. So favourite budget option for both of us. Beauty of Joseon Aquafresh. Gorgeous. So that's it for this video. It has taken the longest time to collate all of this information and test all of these products out. We started testing these in January, February, and we're now May 7th. It was May 7th today that we're filming. So I really hope you found this useful in some way. If there's anything we could have done different in this video, please add your comments in the comments section, because it takes such a long time to collate and test. We want to get it right for all of you. We want to make sure that you've got all the information that you need. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much to my mum once again for being an absolute trooper and testing all of these sunscreens out, as well as all of the old ones that we've tested in the past. So if you have a favourite SPF that we haven't mentioned in this video, please link it for everybody in the comment section. And if we haven't tried it before, we may go out and try that one. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.
Bye.